FreePrints.com gives you 1,000 4x6 prints every single year straight from your phone for free. You can print photos from Instagram, Facebook, and other sources. Now, very simple. You only pay a small shipping charge, no subscriptions or commitments ever. You can also get other size prints, and the photos are great quality. They're the #1 rated photo printing app in the world with more than 100,000 5-star reviews. It's available for iPhone and Android. Download for free FreePrints.com, and be sure to put in there when you heard about it. Just say Roland. Now it's back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered.
We look at what a number of athletes are doing. Grant Hill, things that he's involved in. Chris Webber, things that he's involved in. When I look at the Bennett brothers, I'm looking at athletes who are obviously totally different from previous generation of athletes because of the level of wealth that they have. I do believe that what we are seeing, and I don't believe they get the same level of attention. I think that we are seeing the athlete today, frankly, who is doing even more than a significant number of athletes who were in the 50s and 60s and early 70s, who are actually changing lives of people that frankly doesn't get the level of attention that it should get.
I'm sure that's true. They have far more wealth. They have far more opportunity to do more.
So do you believe, though, that you're in sports, do you believe that that's also part of the problem in that in this medium, we don't offer a balanced perspective of the black athlete or what many of them are doing, where it's only, well, just a couple here, then a couple here, as opposed to the things that they're doing, opening of schools, and what they're doing in terms of with scholarships, what they're doing in terms of the level of investment they're making, what many of them doing in terms of literally rebuilding blocks and communities and the projects that they're involved in. Do you believe media could do a much better job of telling that story and not just focus on X's and O's?
Yeah, I think they could, and I think they probably do more of that now. But again, does it get traction? Is that what people want to read? Again, sometimes it's supply and demand. Demand dictates what the supply is. Again, I was involved with, the formation of the Undefeated, and it was about telling a fuller story about the black athlete. And so, ESPN has a website with 40, 50 African-American journalists that's dedicated to telling the full story of African Americans. I think they're trying to do it, so I can't say all of the media is ignoring it. I can't, it's a supply and demand issue, but, there's a website, The Undefeated, that's fully staffed, and ESPN has dedicated a lot of money to, that I think is trying to tell a fuller story about the African American athlete.
Speaking of that, that's your greatest failure?
Is that my greatest failure? No, I think it's one of my greatest successes, that the thing actually launched, and there's 40, 50
but you didn't launch it, you were fired from it.
No, I got it. And so it happened. Because trust me, there were people trying to stop it from happening. And the whole issue with me, when I was at ESPN, was about whether or not they were going to fully fund the issue. That's what the fight was over. Some people didn't want it to happen. I did, and I wanted it to be fully funded with a full staff, just like Grantland and other places. And I had that fight with them. They fired me, but they went ahead and launched the site, and they fully funded it. I won that argument.
So you don't think you don't think that if you had stayed there, they wouldn't have fully funded it? You think by firing you, that's what got it fully funded?
I think it played a role in it, absolutely, because there were people there that just absolutely didn't want the thing to happen, whether I was involved or not. And then there were extra people gassed up because they didn't want me involved. And so, again, in losing that fight, I think, or in having that fight, I think John Skipper at that time realized what was going on. Can't move forward with Whitlock. Going to get rid of him. But we are going to fully fund this thing. The guy is right.
Were there mistakes that you made that, looking back, you wish you had managed it better?
I wish I had managed it better. No, because I think I did the things necessary for the site to launch and for it to be fully funded and have a full staff. Are there small things along the way? It's a startup.
No, I got it.
It's a startup. All kinds of things happen. A wrong person got hired here or there. Small things that, yes, I could nitpick and whatever. But in my view, if you really understand the story or there, I did the things necessary for the website to survive.